Day by day, Cardano's technology, ecosystem and community continues to evolve. So fast in fact, that many of the naysayers from other chains haven't yet caught on to what's actually materializing here. What started out slow and steady is now picking up such momentum that it's gone way beyond the point where misinformation or FUD can stifle its progression. In remaining true to its principles and core values, Cardano has attracted builders and a community of an entirely different kind. See, in Cardano, we all have one thing in common. We share an unrelenting determination to see out its wider mission and realise a future where a system can be so vastly adopted it completely levels the geographic and economic playing field. This is proving to be a truly powerful force, and in a space littered with greed, dishonesty and cynicism, being the polar opposite to what the majority of the industry has become is its most attractive quality and makes Cardano an extremely rare breed. Welcome back for today's installment of Cardano Insights, where we track the all-important developments at the very pulse of Cardano and its ecosystem. So let's get straight into it. Now, speaking of rare breeds, let's first check in on Charles and to his keynote speech at the Red Bloom event, which, as expected, was a truly insightful and inspiring 30 minutes. He started out discussing what exactly defines our community, that being that we're all united in philosophy, for instance, the importance we place on decentralization, peer-reviewed research, evidence-based software development, and security. See, when the mission is as grand as Cardano's, you cannot afford to take it on without thoroughly exploring and making a gargantuan effort to address these critical components. While Silicon Valley said you can't do those things as it takes too long and you'll never get the network effect, what we're seeing unfold in the rollout of Cardano and its roadmap, the build out of its ecosystem, and ever-growing community that surrounds it all, is in complete contrast to this viewpoint. Charles then focused on the importance of decentralization, explaining that not one person or small group of people can do everything alone. Interdependency is how we win, and decentralization is a direct measurement of resilience, control, and reliability, which ultimately leads to something that can stand the test of time. As discussed often on this channel, tired of waiting for the industry to come together and figure out how we measure decentralization, IOG went out and set up a lab at the University of Edinburgh. Interestingly, after Charles told the CFTC that they had in fact put the wheels in motion to get this done, the CFTC said, "This is something that we could really use, could you give it to us?" I've always maintained the work Charles and IOG are doing in terms of working with the regulators will be looked back upon as a pivotal moment in us finding regulatory clarity. As a result, the Edinburgh Decentralization Index will probably end up being the way the industry determines what is sufficiently decentralized, and will finally enable the regulators and entire blockchain industry to identify the difference between a security and commodity. This is another example of IOG's commitment to the blockchain space. They've single-handedly funded, pulled together a team of lawyers, cryptographers, people from distributed systems, and identified a great partner in the University of Edinburgh to make this all happen. Best of all, this is objective and neutral because it's embedded in a university and represents another one of the many gifts IOG have given back to the entire industry. Charles then spoke on something that I think, whilst incredibly difficult to implement, is going to prove to be the jewel in Cardano's crown, and something the community has been taking an extremely active role in already. The idea that everything ought to be mercilessly examined and re-examined, every design decision made by IOG needs to be discussed because, as he put it, every decision made previously was good for a moment in time, but doesn't mean that it's permanent. This is the point of the SIP process and members-based organisation that's coming soon. This means that in Cardano, we have the mechanisms and means to say what is still correct, and importantly, what needs to change. This is why blockchain-based governance is so important and the key differentiator between Cardano and everyone else. Charles made a great point here that time and time again, it turns out that the people that come after you are often smarter, and freedom is about giving every generation and participant in a system the chance to start over if something isn't working properly and change it. So with governance on the horizon, what's the role for IOG after this all plays out? Well, Charles explained that they have a lot more contributions that they want to make. See, at first they were entirely focused and concerned with the so-called plumbing, the wires that go underground, worried about the things people can't see like decentralization and protocol design. Now that there's a stable ecosystem, this will enable them as a development team to go above and beyond in pursuing that billion-plus users to become the financial operating system of the world. Have people in every country using what they've built. That's what Charles is going to be spending the next 5 years in pursuing, and potentially in Lace Wallet, which we're going to discuss in a moment, is the first step in IOG doing just that. Charles then closed off by discussing the tribalism in the industry with respect to Cardano. He understands why people don't like him and was in full agreement that at times this is self-inflicted, but then asked, what does the success of Cardano and its presence in the industry actually mean? Well, Cardano brings lots of new people into the space, leaves behind tons of patent-free research, figured out how to bring smart contracts to UTXO, figured out certified smart contracts, brought the entire Haskell and functional programming ecosystem to the space, innovated in the consensus world, and as long as Cardano is around and continues to touch other areas like identity, privacy and a whole lot more, each of these things belongs as much to Cardano as it does to Ethereum, Bitcoin and every other crypto community. So with this all in mind, why on earth would anyone show hate towards something that has given so much to the industry that we all claim to want to succeed? Next up, we go to Alex Appledorn's presentation on the highly anticipated Lace wallet, where we found out what they've achieved so far and importantly, what the future holds for the wallet's development. So at the initial launch, they've taken steps to ensure right off the mark they'll deliver a product that can interact seamlessly with all of the dApps in our ecosystem, has hardware wallet support, and first and foremost, will deliver a wallet that has adhered to all the standards that have been outlined in the SIP process. On top of this, Alex confirmed that extensive security audits have been undertaken and completed to ensure our private keys are always safe and secured within the Lace wallet platform. He then discussed the concept of token bundling, which we've covered extensively here on Cardano Insights. Thanks to the UTXO model, and as we've already experienced with Cardano wallets already available in our ecosystem, this is where we can send one or more assets to one address or one or more assets to multiple addresses, which, as we know, redefines the definition of TPS and settles any argument with Cardano's transaction per transaction ability. In terms of native staking, this will be made easy with Lace Wallet. They've focused on delivering detailed information about the SPOs, rewards, contact and background information relating to each pool's operation, this to help users in the delegation decision-making process. The wallet interface will also enable delegation to multiple pools and ability to build portfolios for multi-delegation. Then to governance and the catalyst process, Lace will enable DREP delegation for voting, and they're working on a mechanism to enable delegation to specific reps that specialize in each voting round category. This means a user will be able to delegate to multiple DREPs and importantly, delegate votes to reps that specialize in each voting category, which will ensure the quality of proposal voting will increase massively. Next, Alex focused on what will probably turn out to be one of the most used functions of the Lace wallet, the integrated dApp store. He explained that any dApp developer can upload their dApp info using the decentralized registration mechanism, which ensures there is no one entity who decides if the dApp can feature other than the dApp themselves. They upload their info, data and graphics to present themselves to the community. Then using the dApp connector, Lace users will be able to connect and interact with dApps within the Lace wallet, seamlessly exploring everything the ecosystem has to offer. But how do you know that you're interacting with the dApp you intend on interacting with if it's a completely decentralized environment, and in turn avoid being scammed by malicious actors posing to be your favorite dApp? We've seen this recently in the centralized world with the Apple App Store and fake Nami wallet. Well, with the introduction of DIDs into the dApp ecosystem through Lace Wallet's partnership with Atala Prism, dApps will be able to generate reputation and trust with the end user through the use of digital identifiers, standards and certification. Lace will also have an integrated DEX experience where all DEXs will be able to offer their exchange services within the Lace interface. Combining the identity solution, you'll always know who you're interacting with and be able to perform your swaps with ease and peace of mind. One of the true powers of Lace is that it will be a chain-agnostic wallet. This will enable the swapping of native assets and, in addition, assets between other chains. This gives birth to multi-chain identity and dApps in one platform. This means the standards Lace is setting now within our ecosystem can be exported to all other chains, giving them the same level of trust, security and experience for the end user. This makes Lace truly an enabler for mass adoption and will partner only with trustless bridges that are fully audited and code secure. Another big feature in development is Lace Wallet's on and off fiat ramp. The idea is to be the #1 wallet for everyone, which has to include a seamless experience for newcomers entering the space for the first time. Fiat integration is high priority if this is going to be achieved, and Lace want to help avoid the barriers in KYC process for initially obtaining assets to enter the Lace and Cardano ecosystem. This will mean anyone with a credit card can purchase ADA, for example, using the Lace Wallet interface and begin their journey into Web3, all within one platform. Alex also touched on Lace Wallet's partnership with Possessia, a microfinance marketplace in Kenya that aim to bring real fi to all Kenyans, and means that the people of Kenya will be able to interact with Lace Wallet, manage their assets, identity, and importantly, get access to affordable financial products that will help them fund their entrepreneurial endeavours, levelling the playing field in many respects. This partnership with Lace and Possessia will also provide access for users in the Cardano ecosystem to interact in the microfinancing of loans in the developing world. In essence, this will enable Lace users, that's retail customers like us in the developed world, to participate in lending to individuals and retail customers in the developing world, something Charles, ever since his famous TED Talk, has always insisted will become a reality through Cardano. Once this scales to a level where anyone, anywhere in the world has the ability to lend to anyone, irrespective of their geolocation, in a peer-to-peer environment and seamless way, you basically have mass utility on a scale beyond anything blockchain has so far been able to deliver. Now, we discussed last week the fact that it was thought Lace would be launching at Rare Bloom. This wasn't entirely the case in terms of being made available to all Cardano users, but instead saw the launch of the Lace Explorers beta program. In this short thread, Lace outlined, today we're super excited to announce the Lace Explorers beta program. Taking things slow and doing things right, that's how we roll at IOG. So that means careful and steady development of robust and secure technology, and lots of testing, and that's where you come in. They continue, sign up now and become a Lace Explorer to test drive Lace and help ensure the official mainnet launch runs smoothly. Because ultimately, Lace is being built for you, so let's make it work for you, be the first in line to try it out and help shape its future. As a Lace Explorer, you get to participate in the Lace development process and test scalability. We'll kick things off with 500 randomly selected participants, with additional rounds of participants added over the following weeks. So that's Lace Wallet at Rare Bloom. You can sign up now, all linked in the description below. Next, into another big development that came out of the Rare Bloom event, and this time courtesy of Sundaeswap, the first AMM DEX on Cardano. In the lead up to the event, they teased with this short video with the caption, "If you know you know, see you soon." And I'm sure anyone who saw this tweet in the build up knew right away this was something Hydra related, and on day one at Rare Bloom, all was confirmed. Here they announced, today our team is excited to demo something we've been hard at work on for months, Sundaeswap on Hydra. While a ways out, this is an important milestone in not just our scaling journey, but Cardano's as well. We'll provide detail later, but in the meantime, check out our video. Here in this brief video, they demonstrate Sundaeswap running on Hydra, performing some super fast swaps, and also at the Rare Bloom event, provided live demonstrations of this in action at their booth. Working closely with IOG, this represents a huge step towards productionizing Hydra and provides extremely valuable research for the continued development of the Hydra program. Finally today, and another big announcement coming out of Rare Bloom, this time from Oracle Charlie 3, who we featured previously on Cardano Insights when they're still developing out their Oracle solution. On day 2 of the event, and almost out of nowhere, they tweeted just Oracle live on mainnet, representing the first working native Oracle on Cardano. So why is this significant? Well, Charlie 3 is a native Oracle to the Cardano blockchain that can be utilized by any project or protocol building in our ecosystem. Oracles enable smart contracts to have execution triggers to events that happen outside of blockchain. For example, if a betting application was built on chain and required real-world outcomes for, say, sporting events, the Oracle would feed the real-world data through to the smart contract to execute based on the parameters set within the contract and outcome on the real-world event. In essence, Oracles enable smart contracts to interact with real-world data. In an interview with Pete on the Learn Cardano podcast, Damon from Charlie 3 explained that Indigo, Endmaker, ADAO Summer Platform, and Clumsy Ghost NFT project will be the first projects to use the Charlie 3 Oracle feed. They will work closely with these projects to ensure smooth integration until it's more widely used throughout the Cardano ecosystem. A working native Oracle is a huge step for the progression of our ecosystem and opens up a huge number of possibilities and different use cases in connecting real-world data to the blockchain. It was a real interesting discussion, so if you want to get a further insight, go check out Pete's interview with Charlie 3, linked in the description below. So that's it for today's installment of Cardano Insights, as we keep track of all the developments and continue to spread those positive Cardano vibes. If you found value in the content and want to help Sapien ride the YouTube algorithm to mass subscription, then please be sure to comment, share, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, which is the best way you can help support the channel. We'll be back soon with your daily roundup. Until then, thanks for watching, have a great day, and as always, keep it Cardano.